Did you know that Vladimir Putin, the enigmatic Russian leader, once had his sights set on a drastically different career path? Let's delve into the early years of Putin's life, where the future president was merely a young boy with a dream. Born in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Putin was fascinated by spy movies and espionage stories. This fascination eventually led him to aspire to become a spy himself. But life had other plans. Instead of diving into the world of espionage, Putin found himself studying law at Leningrad State University. However, his dreams of becoming a spy were not entirely left behind. Upon his graduation, Putin was recruited by the KGB, Russia's main security agency. Here, he began his service in foreign intelligence, a role that would set the stage for his future. So a young Putin, with dreams of espionage in his eyes, began his journey in the KGB. What a fascinating start to an unconventional path to power, wouldn't you agree? From the classrooms of Leningrad State University, Putin found himself in the heart of Soviet intelligence, the KGB. To say that this was a shift would be an understatement. Picture this: a young law graduate barely into his 20s, now part of one of the world's most formidable intelligence agencies. Soon after joining, Putin was sent to the Red Banner Institute, where he was trained in espionage. It was here that he honed his skills in intelligence gathering, sabotage, and subversion. His instructors were veterans of the game, men who had cut their teeth in the Cold War's chilliest winters. They taught him the art of disguise, the science of encryption, and the craft of clandestine communication. In the late 70s, Putin was posted to Dresden, East Germany. Here, he worked under the cover of a translator and cultural liaison. But don't let the innocuous title fool you. His real job? Recruiting and managing a network of informants, gathering information, unraveling secrets, all while maintaining an unassuming facade. In Dresden, Putin lived through the collapse of the Berlin Wall, a seismic shift in the geopolitical landscape. It was a time of great turmoil and uncertainty. Yet, Putin remained unfazed, his resolve unshaken. He continued his work even as the world around him crumbled. During these years, Putin developed a reputation for his meticulousness, his tenacity, and his ability to think several moves ahead, traits that would later serve him well in the cutthroat world of politics. But it wasn't just skills and traits that Putin acquired during his time in the KGB. It was also a worldview, a belief in the importance of a strong state, in the need for order, and in the power of secrecy. These were formative years for Putin. Years that shaped him, molded him, and prepared him for the stages that were yet to come. After a decade in the KGB, Putin decided to take a detour into politics. But as we'll see, it wasn't so much a detour as it was a continuation of the path he'd been walking. A path that would lead him to the highest echelons of power. With the fall of the Soviet Union, Putin found a new arena to apply his skills: politics. His journey began in the early 90s, when he left his KGB career behind to enter the world of politics. His first foray was as an advisor to Anatoly Sobchak, the mayor of St. Petersburg. Under Sobchak, Putin proved his mettle. He was instrumental in bringing about economic and political reforms, earning him the reputation of a shrewd and effective politician. His resourcefulness didn't go unnoticed. When Sobchak lost the mayoral re-election, Putin moved to Moscow, entering the heart of Russian politics. In Moscow, Putin quickly climbed the ladder. He held various positions, from deputy chief of the presidential staff to prime minister, within a short span. His rise was meteoric, and his reputation as a decisive leader solidified. But this was just the beginning. His political career in Moscow was about to catapult him onto the global stage. In a twist of fate, Putin found himself at the helm of Russia. Picture it, the year is 1999. Boris Yeltsin, the first president of the Russian Federation, has resigned unexpectedly on New Year's Eve, leaving Prime Minister Vladimir Putin to automatically step into the role of acting president. This was a time of economic and political instability, a nation teetering precariously on the edge of chaos. Yet Putin, the unexpected president, took on the monumental task of stabilizing Russia. His early policies focused on economic reform, aiming to rebuild the nation's fiscal strength and restore international confidence. Despite being thrust into power, Putin navigated these turbulent waters with a certain finesse, demonstrating his leadership and political acumen. He faced the initial challenges head-on, proving himself to be a formidable leader in the face of adversity. Though he had reached the pinnacle of power, Putin was just getting started. His story, like that of Russia's, was just beginning to unfold. Under Putin, Russia underwent significant changes. When Putin assumed the presidential office in the year 2000, the nation was still struggling to find its footing in the post-Soviet era. But Putin was determined to restore Russia's status as a global powerhouse. His first order of business was to stabilize the Russian economy. He implemented tax reforms, increased state control over key industries, and encouraged foreign investment. By the mid-2000s, Russia was experiencing significant economic growth, and Putin was widely credited for this turnaround. But Putin's economic policies also had their critics. They argued that his approach led to an increasing wealth gap and a concentration of power among a select few. Furthermore, critics highlighted the lack of transparency and the suppression of political opposition as key issues under Putin's rule. In terms of societal impact, Putin's reign saw a resurgence of national pride and a renewed emphasis on traditional Russian values. His government promoted conservative policies, often with the backing of the Russian Orthodox Church. This shift was not without controversy, as it often came at the expense of marginalized groups and individual freedoms. On the global stage, Putin sought to reassert Russia's influence. He pursued an aggressive foreign policy marked by military interventions and strategic alliances. This approach often put Russia at odds with other world powers, but it also reinforced Putin's image as a strong and uncompromising leader. However, Putin's methods have drawn international criticism. His handling of dissent, both within and outside Russia, has been a contentious issue. Allegations of election interference and information warfare have further tarnished Russia's global image. In spite of these controversies, Putin's leadership has had a profound impact on Russia. His policies have shaped the nation's economic trajectory, influenced its societal norms, and determined its role in global affairs. Regardless of one's perspective on Putin, it's undeniable that his leadership has indelibly shaped modern Russia. Even today, Putin remains a figure of global intrigue. He is a character shrouded in mystery, a living enigma that continues to captivate the world stage. In the realm of international politics, Putin is a heavyweight. His influence stretches far beyond the borders of Russia, affecting global dynamics in ways that are both overt and subtle. From his stance on climate change to his involvement in conflicts across the globe, Putin's decisions reverberate in every corner of the world. He's known for his unyielding approach to diplomacy, a trait that has earned him both respect and criticism. His actions often seem unpredictable, keeping the world on its toes. Yet, there lies a method to his madness. Each move appears calculated, each decision part of a larger strategy. This strategic mindset extends into his domestic policies as well. Despite facing criticism, Putin has managed to maintain a strong grip on power. His popularity within Russia is evident, with many viewing him as a symbol of stability and strength, a leader who can stand up to the West. But what does the future hold for Putin? Speculations are rife. Some believe he will continue to lead Russia for many more years. Others argue that his reign might be nearing its end. There are whispers of potential successors, yet no clear frontrunner has emerged. Perhaps the biggest question is, what will Putin's legacy be? Will he be remembered as a strongman who restored Russia's global standing, or as an autocrat who stifled dissent and curbed civil liberties? The answer may depend on who you ask. Yet, irrespective of the differing views, there's no denying that Putin has left an indelible mark on the world stage. His story, filled with unexpected twists and turns, continues to unfold before our eyes. As we continue to watch Putin's story unfold, one thing is clear. He's a character that history will not easily forget. His influence, his decisions, his legacy, these are elements that will continue to shape the course of global history long after his time in power comes to an end. From his humble beginnings to his powerful position now, Putin's journey is a testament to his resilience and strategic acumen. We've traveled through his life, from his unconventional start, the cloak and dagger years in the KGB, his steady political ascent, his surprise leap to the presidency, to the era that bears his name and the enigma that continues to unfold. Each chapter of his life is a piece of a puzzle that forms the man who has left an indelible mark on Russia and the world stage. His influence is undeniable, his strategies often a subject of intrigue, and his legacy a mixed bag of praise and criticism. Yet, one thing is clear, Putin is a man of many faces, a leader who has shaped the course of history and continues to do so. And that's a brief glance at the untold stories of Vladimir Putin, a man of many faces and an enduring enigma.